Yes, this is a case that we reported about last year already, as you pointed out. And Cristiano Ronaldo's lawyers threatened us to publish when we published this story that they would sue us. As you say, to this day, since they announced that last year, we haven't received anything like that from them. And I need to point out that the statement made by Ronaldo's lawyer this time, after we published last week, only states that he says it's an infringement of personal rights. He says the story is basically too private to become public. He's not contesting the content of that story. Ronaldo, of course, denies that he raped Catherine Mayorga in 2009. But there's nothing where they say that we only refer to fake documents or something that Ronaldo seems to imply when he calls us fake news.
Okay, well, we just mentioned that your publication first reported on the non-disclosure agreements last year, spring 2017. What's changed between then and now? What's been the catalyst?
Well, since we published, a lot of things happened, especially in Catherine Mayorga's life. She was very well aware of the Me Too movement. She saw other women coming out and talking about what they witnessed. And in her words, that encouraged her to speak out about the topic and the incident with Ronaldo herself. Plus, she now has a new lawyer who says that the settlement agreement that made her stay silent about the incident is illegal. He says it was void. She was not allowed, she was not capable to sign it back in 2010 because in his perspective, she was traumatized and she wasn't able to sign the documents. And he says the way that Ronaldo's lawyers made her sign the document was illegal. That's why they're fighting this settlement agreement in court in Nevada.
Okay, well, speaking of Miss Mayorga, she said that she's terrified that someone might do something to her. She signed the agreement because she didn't want her name in the public domain. Now, her name is in the public domain, her picture and effectively her life is in the public domain now. Why is that changed now? Why?
Well, as I said, she has a new perspective on it with a new lawyer standing by. And she describes that she never found closure of the whole story. She says that she wants to have justice, and that's something that she wrote down in a letter that was part of the settlement terms in 2010. She wrote a letter to Ronaldo saying, quote, that he ruined her life and that she never forgave herself for signing this settlement agreement because she actually wanted this matter to be proceeded. But back then she was, according to her account, very afraid of speaking out publicly because, as you said, he's got millions of fans and she was afraid of being harassed by them.
Okay, well, you obviously interviewed her recently. How is Miss Mayorga? I mean, are the concerns of what this may do to a woman who's claimed that she's suffering from depression and post-traumatic stress from the alleged event?
Well, I think we can already say that she's a very strong and very courageous woman for speaking out about this. No matter how it's gonna develop, her name and her face is now out in the public, and it's stuck to this case. Two of my colleagues went to Las Vegas to talk to Catherine and to her family and to her lawyer. They talked with her for 3 days. And this at the Spiegel, this whole investigation, this whole research has been a team effort from beginning to end, and it continues to be a team effort. So we try to be very careful when reporting about the story because it's a very sensitive issue, obviously. And when my colleagues returned from Las Vegas, having talked to her and her family for 3 full days, many hours, they said, we should go ahead, we should publish the story.